Minnesota, this is a direct message to our Somali community. Your safety, your dignity, and your legal rights are under attack. Hello, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome back to Voices with Anisa Qalbi, Immigration and Business Sided channel. Today, we're going to be covering a story that's unprecedented cruelty and escalating fear. In the shocking statement, the president of the United States publicly called Somalis garbage, his friends fanning the flames of hate and directly preceding fears of widespread ICE operations in Minnesota. We must address this head on. The hateful rhetoric, the impending threat of enforcement, and what every single person who what you need to do to kind of protect yourself and your families. Listen to him.
Politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country is no good for a reason. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain.
So let's not mince words. The President of the United States, in official capacity, has referred to the Somali community as garbage, okay? This isn't just a careless remark. It is dehumanizing, inflammatory statement that has immediate and dangerous consequences. History teaches us that such language from high offices often precede or emboldens aggressive actions by enforcement agencies. This rhetoric, I know it happened in his first term, like, calling Africa the continent, the whole country, you know what I mean? So it's nothing new to this president or to this administration, if we're being honest with ourselves. So this rhetoric, it's a direct assault to the dignity of every Somali American, every Somali refugee, every Somali asylum seeker who has sought safety and built life in this country. It fosters an environment where targeted enforcements can be perceived as justified, creating fear and division within communities. When the president of a country labels an entire ethnic group as garbage, it sends a clear message, chilling message that they are unwanted and disposable. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like every person from Somalia is a perfect angel. No, we do have bad apples, right? Just like in any community, there are bad apples everywhere. We have seen abundance of fraud happening and all of that stuff. But what community doesn't do fraud? This is not to say that it's justifiable, but what community does not commit fraud to beat the system? So in Minnesota, specifically in areas like with large Somali populations, Minneapolis and St. Paul, the community is basically in high alert right now. The president's statements have directly linked and increased reports of suspicious activity and fear of imminent ICE operation, which there's already a deportation happening about to 700 of them, but now it could literally be anyone. When ICE does not typically pre-announce raids, the anxiety on the ground is real based on historical patterns, right? Community leaders are advising residents to be vigilant about unmarked vans, individuals asking suspicious questions, or increased law enforcement presence in areas where many Somalis live and work. ICE often focuses on individuals with prior deportation orders, those with criminal records, those who have overstayed visas. But in times of heightened enforcement, even those without histories can be swept up, okay? They don't care. So the fear of raids, forces parents to live in this basically constant anxiety, children to worry about their families being separated, and community members to withdraw from essential services. This is not just a legal crisis. I feel like it's going to become like a profound humanitarian one where, I know the Haitians community have been facing it for quite some time now with the ICE deportation, all of that stuff. And now it's going to hit the Somali community. It's just going to keep on going, guys. So regardless of your immigration status, you have the rights, and knowing them, I feel like, is the most powerful defense. If ICE comes to your door, do not open it unless they present a warrant signed by judge. Even then, I'll be skeptical. I'm not even going to play with it, right? A warrant from ICE is not the same as a warrant from a judge. You can ask them to slide the warrant under the door. If they do not have a judge warrant, you're not obliged to let them in. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to answer questions about your immigration status, where you were born, how you entered the U.S. Do not lie. Okay, I'm not telling you to lie. Never lie to any immigration officer with the current climate, and even if we were not in this particular administration, never lie. Lying is haram. Do not lie. Okay. But do not sign any documents ورقة صحيح without speaking to someone that knows law and immigration, speaking to a lawyer. Okay, do not sign any document without speaking to any person that knows the law of immigration, all of that stuff. So you have the right to refuse a search of your person or property unless they have a warrant. Again, make sure that warrant is legit. If you witness ICE activity, safely document what you see. Take photos, videos, vehicle description, and badge numbers to be able to see that. So the president's rhetoric and the heightened fear in Minnesota call to action. We must stand in solidarity with our community and ensure everyone knows their rights and has a safety plan. Number one thing that I would say is create a plan. Who will pick up your children? Who will access your bank accounts? Who will contact an attorney? Okay, connect with trusted immigrant organizations in Minnesota that can provide legal advice and support. I cannot provide specific local organizations or direct links, because things are changing. But Minnesota Immigrate Legal Aid or Somali Community Legal Aid Support, look for that. If you have any concerns about your status or if you have a prior deportation status, contact an immigration attorney immediately. Things are just heating up, and I pray everyone is in a safe environment with their families and friends. And till next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Fi amanillah.